Hello, I'm Jonathan Bradshaw. This is Jessica Puente Bradshaw. We're back for the second part of the Meet Jessica videos that we wanted to do. We're reviewing the sample ballot that she put together. We have a previous video on the front side that gives a little bit more information about Jessica, who she is, and a little context for some of the experience that she has. This back side is really more about why Jessica, at least from her perspective, and essentially if you look at the board, why is Jessica running? We want to find out, well, what's motivating you? Why are you doing this? If you like roses so much and travel so much, why are you willing to do what you're attempting to do? So with that, why are you doing this?
I know, right? Why am I doing this when I could be on vacation sipping a non-alcoholic pina colada, right? Honestly, I love that question, and at the same time, I don't like it. Brownsville, I love Brownsville, and I know my husband does too, and we want Brownsville to thrive because, let me just give you a little bit of background. In 1995, which is the year that we got married, we were at UTB for our final semester, and then because Jonathan couldn't complete his degree at UTB, we looked at UT Austin, University of Washington. Eventually we settled on the University of Utah because Jonathan already had credits there. So we went to the U, but we left Brownsville so that we could complete our degree. With all of that said, in 95 we left. We did come back after we came back from California because we wanted a place to raise our children, a proper place. And so we left California, came back to Texas, and going back and forth between, Austin and Brownsville, and then eventually definitely settling back in Brownsville because of, job opportunities. When we came back, it was like, what happened to Brownsville? It really hadn't changed much since 1995. And this is now 2009, 2010, and so we kind of wondered. And over time, we have seen that things are not necessarily better. So when I get asked, why am I running? I'm running because I want better for the city. And back in 1995, 1993, 4, 2, everyone was talking about how Brownsville was going to get on the map and Brownsville was going to just boom. And it hasn't. And it's really upsetting and it's frustrating. My mom was here. I was visiting every so often. And so Brownsville hasn't really thrived. And that is unfortunate, and it's saddening to my heart because this is my city and I do want it to improve. So that's one of the reasons why I'm running, because I want better for Brownsville. And then there are lots of other things that bother me about it. And so those are also they push me forward because I see that some of the problems that have been an issue in the past continue to be an issue today, and maybe they're even a bigger issue than they were before. I don't know. I was a lot younger, and so maybe I didn't notice things as much. Now that I'm older and a mom and active in the community, beyond being 21 or so, I see it. And so I guess in a nutshell, that's kind of why I'm running. At least that's kind of a good explanation. There's more. Of course, we want great things, and we can get into the nitty-gritty like sidewalks and trails and tourism, and all of those things are great. But what is holding us back from achieving those things? And that, I think, is the answer. That is the why. Why am I running? Because things are holding us back, and I feel that I'm the candidate that can get into that and not fall victim into that thing that holds us back. And I think that if we look at this image here, and maybe I'll screenshot it and put it out there, and you can tell your friends, you know what, I'm fed up right here. We spend money and we are not getting a lot in return. I know I've taken over the mic, haven't I, Jonathan?
Well, that's the purpose of it. They don't probably want to hear from me.
I showed this graphic because it's like, oh gosh, look at how much money we spend. Oh, by the way, now that you guys have watched the video series, now you know what this little orange part means, right? That's the debt. That's what we're paying in debt. That represents about 36% of every dollar. 36% is going to this debt. Here we are paying all this money, higher than any one of these cities, and what are we getting in return from our city commission, our government? No, that pothole has probably been there for 5-6 years? What's going on? So that to me is frustrating. Let's just put it that way. It's frustrating, and I think, I'm fed up with that. Why are we not getting some money? Let's just call it out what it is. Maybe it's compadrismo. Maybe it's that buddy system that's going on. There's money somewhere. It's just not in this pothole, clearly. And so, people are fed up. Están hartos. And I am too. And so I say, enough of the compadrismo, enough of the same old. Let's get someone in there who cares, who can figure this out and try to bring some sense into it. People deserve to have their money well spent. Okay, bottom line. And so on this ballot, I say it's time to take back our city, and I have what it takes. One, because I'm not part of the compadre system. Two, as a mom and as a teacher, and we talked about it in the last video, you know what, I am, in my heart, it's the people. It's not the special interest. It's not what can they give me that I can get from them. It's the people. People have feelings, people have emotions, and people get disappointed when they're driving around in their neighborhood and they see this. They don't like it. And they go drive around another neighborhood and think, hey, the streets are really well paved over there. How come they're getting their streets swept and I'm not? This is an unfair system that we've got going on, and people are noticing it. And then what also qualifies me? Do I have what it takes? Hey, you know what? I'd like to know which one of the candidates that I'm just going to put it out there. Have they looked at the budget? Have they studied it? Are they offering the transparency that I am offering with my husband? Because, sometimes he explains things better than I do. How many candidates are out there educating? Or are you getting candidates that are just telling you all the things that you want to hear? Yeah, we're going to put some trails. Yeah, we're going to put some sidewalks. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to, we're going to have a zoo 24 hours a day. I'm making that one up. But so to me, we have to get down to the basics, and we have to educate the public, because I want the public to be empowered. So why, Jessica? Because I want to make sure that we get what we deserve in a positive way. Enough with the compadres. My loyalty is to you, the voter. I am your representative, and I will make decisions based on how they affect you as the everyday person, and not decisions that affect my compadre, my buddy from so-and-so. Enough of that. Brownsville has had enough of that, and that is why I'm running.
All right.
Shouldn't record this again.
I
and
know.
It gets shorter. I'm sorry. I get all passionate about it.
Well, of course, that's the point of it. That's why you're running, is because you're passionate about it. I can attest that you have been for pretty much ever since I've known you. When we were in California, you didn't want to be in California. You had this magnetism back to Brownsville, and so this is where your heart is. And I think it disappoints you that there are things, people, systems, approaches that are in place that prevent the citizens and residents of Brownsville to receive and benefit from what they deserve ultimately. And I think you said a really important point when you were talking there, is that it's really about empowerment, right? There are the financial benefits of, hey, I'm going to get more out of my tax dollar, and I'm going to get my roads paved, or we might have more police officers or whatever. Those are all tangible, budgetary related things. But one thing that you're offering that the other candidates are not offering is empowerment. You are unleashing the citizens of Brownsville to be able to take control of their future, their children's future, their grandchildren's future, to be able to have them make it what they want Brownsville to be. And so through empowerment, through education, through engagement with the community, you're able to hopefully bring that hope to the people. And that is very tangible. It's much more valuable than an economic development platform. To have an engaged population within the city that knows what's going on, to be able to feel like they're in control of their destiny, is something that you're offering that no one else is.
Right. I think that bottom line is that when we want the people to be represented, then we need to get to the people. And I just tell it like it is. That's how I feel I am. I feel I am just the people. I'm not some special, we're not a special family in Brownsville or anything like that. We're just the people who understand the people and want to do what's right for the people. Now, whatever economic status that you might have, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you're the people, I'm the people, and it's our dollar, and let's go ahead and spend it on the people, on the things that the people need. And so that's why I'm running.
All right, thank you very much. I think that covers quite a bit. So, any last comments, thoughts?
No, I mean, the graphic is there. If you get the sample ballot and you'd like some, it's there. It's in English, same wording, but in Spanish over here. So, again, to that people point, we have a bilingual or a thriving bilingual community. In some cases, monolingual English, and in some cases, monolingual Spanish. And so I do my best when I get my, my literature done. I do my best to try to incorporate as much as I can of both languages, because again, I feel that we need to empower people in whatever language they feel most comfortable in.
That's right. Okay, thank you. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in today. We will post these videos shortly, and hopefully if you have any questions or want to reach out or engage Jessica, she has her Facebook page. It's Puente Bradshaw on Facebook. She's available. I can attest to that, to answer questions and try to be totally open to whatever people want to talk about. I think that the whole thing that she just talked about is reflective of that. So thank you very much, and we will talk to you later.
Oh yeah, don't forget the election dates down here.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they're down there on this page. And go. You know what? Get passionate and vote for me.
Yeah, not only you, but your friends, your families.
Yes.
Everybody needs to get out, please, to vote. It's critical. It's very, very critical. Jessica's running against a little bit of what I call the machine, right? Established, politicians, basically.
All right. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks, Jonathan.
Of course. Thank you. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm Jessica Puente Bradshaw. Election day is June 22nd. Vote for me to elevate Brownsville.